Hello and welcome to my first flight using Microsoft Flight Simulator. In this flight, we will depart Abu Dhabi International Airport and we will go to Dubai and we will land in Dubai International Airport. Let's have a nice conversation while we are on our way. Meanwhile, let's take off and get started. Don't open the window while flying. Release the handbrake. Increase the throttle gradually. Full power. Lift off. Gear up. Flaps up. Let's engage the autopilot. Let's set the altitude to 2,000 feet. And engage. So the vertical speed should be up, not down. So now we are climbing 700 feet per minute. So we are leaving Dubai. This is the Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. In this flight, we will take it easy. We will enjoy the view. And in the upcoming videos, we should get gradually into the technology. Let's start to play with these flight instrument management systems. So let's set the heading to 30 degrees and use heading mode so that we can enjoy the view of Abu Dhabi from the seaside. Let's reduce the throttle a little bit. Now we are flying using heading mode. Reduce the volume slightly. Maybe we reduce it further. So now we are flying in heading mode. This means we don't have any set destination. We are just flying, and our flying direction is 30 degrees. Our altitude is 2,000 feet. And this is the Garmin 750 NXI. So let's start to set a destination. So in this flight, we will fly directly to our landing position in Dubai. So we just simply enter our procedure for landing. So we'll go directly to our approach, and this will be in Dubai. The code for Dubai is OMDB. This is the Dubai International Airport. And we will land using instrument landing system on runway 12L. ILS is a very advanced landing mechanism that we can use the instruments to even completely land without any manual intervention. So let's use this today, and it will be exciting to see how an aircraft can land itself using ILS. Now, the first point in our landing, so this is Dubai International Airport here, and this is runway 12L. And our first landing point is in here, and we call this the first transition point. And it will be a point in the sky, and this is its code. So flying is like there are roads in the sky with a lot of regulations, of course. And these roads are distinguished by specific points, and every point has a number and a name. And now we're gonna fly directly to this point from our existing location, so we can just load the approach. It's telling me this is for demonstration, not to use it in real life, and I already did that. Now let's go to our map. And because the map is so crowded, showing me all the points, so let's just go to the menu and reduce the amount of details I want to see on the map. Okay. And as you see now, it's slightly clearer. So now I'm going directly, but somebody might say, oh, we are not flying even though the aircraft is going in this direction. But if we get into the exact details, maybe we are not exactly on the same way. Why? Because we are still in the heading mode. So to go exactly on this route, we have to change the navigation system from heading mode into navigation mode. So it's like a car. We are doing you notice when I click navigate, the aircraft automatically just corrected its destination angle, so that we are exactly now on the way to our point here, where we can start our approach for landing. Let's keep it here now, and then later on, when we are approaching our first point for landing, we will speak about our landing procedure. So behind us now here is Abu Dhabi. And as you see now here on the map, is we are gonna go and pass by some interesting locations in here. So we should see some beautiful iconic locations in Dubai on our way. Our final point before we start to land is away from us 40 nautical miles, and our speed is about 165 nautical miles per hour, which means this should take us some around 10 minutes. To increase the excitement, let's change the navigation from navigation mode to heading mode. So let's go slightly to the right so that we can come this way, and then later on we can move left to join our approach for landing. So we can set the direction around 60 degrees now, and change the navigation from navigation mode to heading mode. When we did this, the aircraft will go right. This is the beauty of technology. This aircraft is the Bonanza A36, and the simulation of the aircraft, the interiors, was developed by a company called Black Square. So the world of simulation is so massive, and this is when we speak and we talk about the metaverse. So this the entire real world being simulated in another world we refer to as the virtual world. This aircraft is fully functional. As an example, we see here this is the landing light. So let's see it from outside. It's still on. There is no need for the landing light. So we just turn it off. And it's off now. No need for the landing light, because in fact we're not landing now. And also the taxi light is also off. Now when we are taxiing on the runway, we can turn this off. So of course the aviation industry is very, very much regulated, but in this casual flights we are just not following the rules. How much is the temperature inside the aircraft? It's 11, slightly cold. Okay, so this is the cabin heat. Let's put it slightly inside. Now it's okay, I think. We can start to see some nice towers here in Dubai. Now, the entire maps, also there are companies that they add the iconic buildings. So as we approach Dubai, we will see that some of the important iconic buildings in Dubai are already added to the map, but of course a lot are missing. So development companies, if they are keen, they can simulate a specific area in full level of details. So you are going to see now how Burj Al Arab, Burj Khalifa, all of these are very well designed inside the system, but of course, as we mentioned, there are so many other parts which are not covered. The aircraft looks okay. Engine is around 2,500 RPM. Temperature is okay. This is the temperature for every cylinder in the aircraft. This is our speed. And this is how much we are deviating from our destination. This is an entire system of navigation that's based on GPS and beacons. We'll talk about beacons in the future. So an aircraft can navigate using multiple technologies, of course, for backup. And of course, every pilot might use different mechanisms for navigation. And also it depends on the equipments in the aircraft. So this is one of the very advanced systems for navigating inside aircrafts. And this is another system here that it's a weather radar. And now we are navigating, so there is nothing like fogs. If we have intensive fogs here, they will show on the map. And this is the scanner for the weather radar. These are specific frequencies on which the aircraft will automatically transmit its location. And this is for the system that's it's called TCAS, which is used to avoid collisions of aircrafts while flying. You can start to see here to the left, this is the Jumeirah Lake Towers and Sheikh Zayed Road Towers, and this is the Palm. So to have a better view, let's move slightly to the left. And because the aircraft is on heading mode, the moment I change the heading direction, the aircraft will of course follow the direction set. So flying at 2,000 feet, this is equivalent approximately to, I guess, 400 meters, if I'm not wrong. And of course, this is half the height or even less of Burj Khalifa. So this is why you notice how high Burj Khalifa is. So these towers are okay. We can fly above them. But if you come close to Burj Khalifa, we have to even more than double our height. This is the palm, the beautiful palm. I'm recording this video using 4K HDR. It is one of the first videos on YouTube for flight simulation to be in full 4K and HDR. I hope you will enjoy it. This is the beautiful Burj Al Arab. We are going closer to Dubai International Airport, and to improve the view, let's come closer to those beautiful buildings in downtown Dubai. So we can go right.
Obstacle ahead. Obstacle ahead. Obstacle ahead. Obstacle ahead. Obstacle ahead. Pull up. Obstacle ahead. Pull up. Obstacle ahead. Obstacle ahead. Obstacle ahead. Obstacle ahead.
Yeah, so let's next time
Obstacle ahead.
we will
Pull
lower
up.
the volume,
Obstacle ahead.
or we
Pull
can
up.
drive safely.
Obstacle ahead. Pull up. Obstacle ahead. Pull up.
Yeah,
Obstacle ahead. Pull up.
let's change direction because there is an intelligent system in this aircraft to help the pilot, of course, avoid while flying not enough height to keep the safety margins. So now let's set our destination to start the landing process. So we go to procedures and we want the same what we have entered before. So we want to land starting from this transition point, and let's load the approach. And when we load the approach now, it's already active. We need to change from heading mode to navigation mode. And if we look at the map now, we will just simply go this way because we are very close to Dubai International Airport, and we will start our descent to land. So now we will go this way and we come from over the sea and land. Now we are still using the GPS to guide our navigation. Once we come to start the approach for landing, we will change the technology from GPS to what they refer to as the localizer, which is the antenna available in the airport that transmits a signal on 110.1 kilohertz. And now when we align, we are supposed to see the airport, and then we will change our navigation from GPS to the localizer. But let's tune first on the signal, which is now, you notice the system detected the frequency, and you notice how the aircraft will correct itself. But there is something also we need to do, which is to change from navigation to approach to allow the aircraft to descend by itself. And then we've engaged the approach mode. Now the aircraft, because it's away from this line, is not yet tracking the localizer frequency, but once it comes close in here, it will start to do that. But of course I need to tell it to change from GPS to the localizer frequency, which already did. So now we notice the moment I change into the localizer, the aircraft started to descend. So I reduced the throttle from the engine. And what do we do for landing? We need the wheels. We should land with a speed of around 80 knots. And the first attempt to reduce the speed of the aircraft is, of course, by lowering the gear, because the gear will create resistance, and that resistance will slow down the aircraft. So at a certain point, we can extend the flaps And the flaps, of course, will create an additional drag, and it will help lift the airplane so that you can lower the speed
500.
without falling out of the sky. Now depends, because I have here very much real simulation. I noticed the speed is okay, so I'm not lowering the flaps. I will keep them, or I can increase the speed or increase the throttle a little bit. Okay, there is always a nice suggestion. So let's turn on the lights. All of this is the aircraft is landing itself, as in real world scenarios. We are slightly high on speed, but it's okay. Dubai Airport is one of the longest runways. So for such a small aircraft, it's so safe to take our time while landing. It's better to land a little bit far away from the landing spot than to land early, so this is very important. But it was a very good landing, I guess. Now we are crossing another runway. Slightly going fast, but that's okay. Lower the speed. The airport today is not very crowded as usual. All this you can simulate. You can add more aircraft. You can simulate approximately anything you think about, from weather. And what's really astonishing is you can fly to any place you like all over the world. So we will stop here next to Etihad. Okay. Handbrake. Cut the fuel mixture, and let's turn off the avionics, and this is the main battery. I hope you enjoyed this first flight. I hope it's not terrible. See you in the future. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.